Welcome back to R-TAC and Daughters. And what do we have here? We have the green Mamba. You haven't seen any videos on it yet, as I'll probably use it as B-roll later on with some of the problems I have, because I got to diagnose this thing. It is not running correctly. And the part issue could be stacking tolerances. I don't think so. We're going to go through it a little bit here today. You notice that it doesn't have the green oil soak barrel in it because it's right here. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll get into this a little bit later on. There we go. Maybe we can get it to. Wait a minute. Here, come on. Let's move it out of the way here and see if we can do it this way. All right, if you can see that, the lands, not the grooves, because that's the lands of the tall part of the barrel. In the picture, they're cut across. It's not a clean cut. It's like somebody went across each of the lands, and about every eighth of an inch they cut across it, almost like the tool in it was wore out. I don't know if you can see that or not. I think you can see it right there a little bit. Anyway, you can see it in the picture. Yep, Emmett came down here, had to deal with him. He wanted a hug. So anyway, maybe you can see it. You can hear him running across the floor there. So there you go. You can see it right there. See what I'm talking about? It looks like Bucky got in there and started tearing it up. Anyway, we're going to do a video on this either next week or so, and tell you about the customer service, where I got it from, and how they take care of people. So we'll talk about where this came from in this later. We got another barrel coming in, and it shouldn't have that problem. And then it'll go on here, and then I will put the... So anyway, I was doing that. I had an extra Glock 19 barrel floating around from the same company I got that one from, which no problem. And you notice I had a red on there, and I was like, well, I got a red trigger. And then Cane Arms, shout out to Cane Arms here. They didn't send this to the channel. I actually bought this. This is the RMR cover, and it's red, of course. And I was like, well, that goes with the snake thing, right? With the whole green Mamba thing. Plus, we got our magazine release, or pin, or slide stop, slide release. This is a slide stop, slide release. I don't care what anybody says. This is a takedown lever. I know Glock calls them other things. I'm sitting here looking at the mat, and it'll call it a slide lock. Yes, it does lock the slide in place from leaving, but it's, you take it down and it releases it. This is also a slide lock. I can lock it back with this without a magazine in it. As you can see, it's empty. I can also release it, and the magazine and the slide goes for it like it's supposed to. And I just might have messed up what I was wanting to show you, but that's beside the point. So what I'm having problems with is the trigger resetting and the slide creeping up. Now, I have taken the slide assembly off, and I've put it on the other daggers that I got, especially this one here. The slide does the same thing on this frame. This slide works fine on the Mamba frame. So it's in this slide here. So let's see what it is. So we know it's empty, so we're going to pull the trigger here. Okay. And then reset it. Okay. Now watch, this is something, and I just started getting light primer strikes too now. Now watch this. Did the right thing, correct? Okay. Here we go. Now, it's probably not going to do it now that I've got the camera on. So it's going to make a liar out of me. So what was happening was when I was doing the slide there, it would, as soon as I let off, it would reset. So And then another thing is that the slide would get slightly out of battery, like right about there. So let's see, like that. There you go. See, and then, but it wouldn't reset. So it's not going to do it now when I had it doing it 100 times. But anyway, it's not the trigger, and it is not in the trigger housing. So that's not the issue. The issue is either somewhere in this slide, or the firing pin might be too high, because what it was is not catching. So I'm going to take this firing pin out, look at the spring, and if I've got an extra spring, I'm going to change the spring with another one. You can see the Cerakote starting to wear off of that, which is fine. Everything here is fine. So let's see if we can get it to do it. Alright, regardless, I got to take it apart and do the and look at the firing pin and all that stuff in it, and maybe polish it up a little bit. So I'm going to put the footage in there. Tell me what you think it is. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help me diagnose the Mamba. It seems like that for every 4 Glock clones that I build, I have 1 or 2 that have problems that need to be worked on before they start running right. Like the dagger, or the Ghost pistol, the 40 Smith & Wessons, the 23X, which I took and fired today, and it ran fine. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think the problem is on this. Even though you didn't see it, I'm going to let you look at the range footage. Go ahead, Victoria, roll the range footage. Mamba function test with Callaway Ballistics 124 grain jacketed hot.
Thank you.
Let's try 115 grain.